I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Recha HaQuadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and even the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, you fellow believers, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, I'm going to just try to do this short video. There was somebody who asked a question. Smile back if you're ugly or whatever. You know, people got all kinds of screen names, but he says, Defense of One Body, quick question. If Vocab alone challenge you to a debate, will you accept it? You know, every situation is different, but I'm not, none of us in the truth is this platform that we're in is really up to set forth debates, because really it's at to the point whether you're a believer or you're not. Now, we will defend the gospel, even them brothers there. That was easy work even for those brothers. Obviously, they GMS. So for the, GMS brothers, it's easy work. Now, what it does do is make us dig a little bit deeper. And not just vocab, just in general, as you start digging and doing more research. Because when we hear these questions, a lot of us already know, but then we go deeper. Like I went in, this video is called Exposing Paul Wants to Convert Agrippa. So as I went further in the commentary, as I got from Apostle Tahar, who started going into commentary, then I find myself going more into the commentary. And it actually makes you sharper, getting more of an understanding, especially with Acts 26 and 28, when he said, "Thou almost persuaded me to be a Christian." That was a cynical snicker or sneer, as the commentary said. That wasn't something that was some agreeable statement, because Agrippa, was dealing with Apostle Paul on some levels, and how they was talking back and forth. It was like a chess match. But then when you read verse 29, even the commentators say, when he says, but not thou, but all that hear me, or whatever, so to speak. So when I go into the older translations, it says, but not thee. So he was kind of talking at Agrippa, but he was talking to himself. And then Agrippa was really kind of amused, or let me say, intrigued by Apostle Paul's reaction. You can read the commentaries. Cambridge was one, I believe Myers was another one, and they kind of broke it down, the scenario of what was going on with that. Now, that being said, that's what this video was all about, and this person here left me this comment, because it does make you go a little deeper into things like Gentiles, which was not even originally a word. That was a placement word, is a universalism. And as you keep reading and you keep studying, and you just it's easy work, man. We do videos, and myself, I do a video every day, humbly speaking. A lot of brothers, and let me say apostles, brothers, elders, apostles, elders, bishops, elders, brothers, brethren, we video every day. We're in class every day. Right? So when he went up to GMS Virginia, what I was would hit really hard, he cut him in Acts 2, right? And then he said, show me vocab alone, where it says no nation can be saved. I mean, every nation can be saved, right? Beside the word, not the word Gentile, because Gentile is not a nation, which is very true, which goes back to gentilius, or foreigner. So then you got to understand the words and how the words are made. You have homographs or homophones, whatever you want to call them, words that spell the same but different in meaning. Like when you lie on somebody, or you lie down. We'll see the same thing as a stranger, like of another nation, and you see a stranger of an Israelite. Moses' son name was Gershom, who was an Israelite. So this guy Vocab in the same video said, show me Gentile. He said Gentile is completely a non-Israelite. So anyway, because of that, just for camera edification, let's go there. We can go here in 1 Corinthians. Let's see, 12 and 2. Ye know, right? Ye know that ye were Gentiles. Let me go to 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, this is 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. Right? So Gentile is just another word, is another word for stranger. Okay? That's all it is. In fact, we can go here to Leviticus 19:34. This is another one. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. Right? This is what we seen with Vocab in Acts, the 2nd chapter, where the brother cut him on and told him go up to Acts 2 and 5. See, the ideology and the mindset of them is that if you see proselyte, or you see Greek, or you see Grecian, or you see stranger, or you see Gentile, these are all talking about other nations, and that's not the case. It is not the case. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God, right? Ye were strangers. So this is clearly, you can go into Apocrypha, Tobit 13 and 13, where it says, we were strangers scattered amongst them, right? You can also see this in John. He said, shall we go teach the Gentiles, the scattered amongst the Gentiles? So clearly, you got to come up on a different level if you're a Christian, which is not happening, to get understanding. But what's happening is that they are stuck with a doctrine. So there's no way I would want to sit here, because if you debate somebody like this, where is it going to go? Let me read I'm going to read, this is the English Standard Version, right? This is 2 Timothy 2 and 23. Have nothing to do with foolish, ignorant controversies. Now, they might say this is not ignorant. This is a legitimate controversy. But we're not in the same body. We're not in the same mind. And this has been going on and on and on. You know, the scriptures also say in 1 Corinthians 14:38, I believe, if a man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Right? If you reproved us, or you have got on us, you told us we were wrong, and we would not listen, and what the scriptures say, write him off as a heretic. So why do you keep going back over and over and over again? So you clearly see this is more about entertainment. And this is one reason, one of the main reasons why I would never try to sit here and do a debate, because I'm not here to help someone else. Well, none of us brothers are here to help somebody else get paid and just some phony entertainment, because that's the best way I could call it. Right? 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Now, us going with different camps, or what they're going off, and we try to correct them on doctrine, this is a no-show. Trying to go back and forth with a Christian who's still stuck in 1835 Christianism, you know, Christian nationalism, reformation. That's what brought our ass in slavery in the first place. Set up black leaders. And you see the same thing as Vocab. This man sitting here, bunch of so-called black jakes around him. Same thing. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. No new thing under the sun. Trying to bring you back into bondage. And that's what they did. That's what they did, those Jesuits, you know, going around conquering, forcing Christianity on people. They will never talk about the dirtiness of that. Yes, some did convert eventually, but by the time they was broken and they wanted to convert, they took it on as a plus. Yeah, these people converted. Yeah, they converted after over a period of time. And you go to a Christmas show, a Christmas party, and everybody there, and you left out and you got to work the fields. Guess what? You're going to adopt Christianity. You're going to adopt Christmas. You ever wonder how we start celebrating Santa Claus with the red suit, and it's all madness, which really goes back to St. Nicholas, who was a Jake. That's another video. See how I can go on and on. It just goes nowhere. Anyway, let's go to Acts 6 to show you that the Israelites was calling themselves different things. Now, they try to cover a lot of this stuff up, but if you go into the text and even different versions, they'll kind of bring it out. Acts 6:1. And in those days, when the numbers of the disciples was multiplied, there arose murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews. So I remember I heard this guy, David Lynn, when he was conversing with Sakari, when it said the Jew and the Gentile. He said, what does it mean to the Jew and then the Jew? That doesn't make sense. Well, watch this. The Grecian against the Hebrews. So let's see what the Grecians are. Who the Grecians are. It goes back to the word Hellenistus. Now, I remember I brought this out a while back, and then Vocab did a video not too long after that. Hellenistus means Hellenist, one who imitates the manner and the customs of the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. Okay, used in the New Testament, Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. So when you see the Jew and the Greek, the Grecians knew, right? In the New Testament, born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. It said one who imitates the manners and custom of the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. And this is why when you go into Greek, it'll say something totally different. But those were really Hebrews. A lot of those Greeks, when he said to the Jew and the Greek, those Greeks were Israelites who would not conform or subscribe to the Israelite belief. And this is what Paul was trying to do. He was trying to convert them. Just because you see Greek doesn't mean it's a white man, right? Just because you see Grecian, as we prove here, doesn't mean it's a white man. Just because you see stranger doesn't mean it's a heathen. Just because you see Gentile doesn't mean it's a heathen. So if we go into some form of debate with this, now the whole debate is going to be the Jew, the Greek. Is going to be some universalism thrown around, because that's what Vocab follows as well. Go look it up. All that Calvinistic behavior, that mindset. That's why when you go a lot of times into the commentary, they have some different variations of what the Greeks say. In fact, when it came to Agrippa, they said some of it in Acts 26 and 28 didn't really even apply. So we could see how universalism played a factor, in the understanding of scriptures. And this is exactly why we just can't go and read it out front. We have to go a little deeper and get more understanding. This is clearly why the scriptures always talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Now, well, let me just say the Israelites, since they have a problem with us saying Hebrews. Well, Hebrews. Right? So now when you go to Matthew 22 and 32, it says, I'm just quoting, it says the God of, what does it say? Basically the Lord raised up Abraham. Well, let me get it. I know it, but I'm gonna make sure I read it clearly so there won't be no misunderstanding of what's being read. And this is, I believe, Yahushua speaking this. Matthew 22 and 32. It says, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, with a question mark. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. I'll read that again. I mean, you can read the whole thing, right? It says, let me read up first. Yahushua answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God for their resurrection. They neither marry nor given to marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven, reading verbatim. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and a God of Isaac, and a God of Jacob. So you see here, you don't see the God of Ishmael. You don't see the God of Esau. You don't see the God of Ham or Japheth or Cush or Mizraim, right? This is clear. And then he goes on to say God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. That pretty much clears that up. Where's everybody? That's all I have on that. Shalom.